Good morning and good afternoon. My name is Param Parvizi. I'm the technical manager with our Partner Alliances group here at Talend. And today in this short demo, I'd like to give a high-level technical overview of our integration with one of our main technical partners, Vertica. Over the past few years, we've been working very closely with the folks over at Vertica to bring the latest and greatest integration between the two companies. As a result, we've been very successful to be used in production by many companies across the globe in wide range of data integration applications with high data volumes and need of high performance ETL. Without wasting any time, our integration with Vertica falls into a few main categories. We have full metadata integration with Vertica, as well as a wizard that with click a few buttons help users to migrate the data from any existing database or data files into Vertica, and a wide range of native connectors that allow ETL and basic data operation and transformations in Vertica database. Let's start by metadata. Our metadata wizard, thanks to our JDBC driver, allows users to quickly create a connection to the database and import all their existing metadata inside Vertica. So I'm going to create a new connection, name it Vertica. From a list of available databases, I'm going to scroll down and choose Vertica. And from here, I just have to enter my login information. So I'm going to enter my username, my password, my server address, database, and schema. Here I can check the connection. Everything's good. So I'm going to click Finish. After the connection's made, the users are able to right-click and import all their existing tables, views, and data structures that are already in the database. So with click a few buttons, I'm going to skip Next, scroll down to my database, and select all the tables that are already in the database to be imported. And as you can see, all their tables and their structures are imported right away. From here, the users are able to view the data, of course, edit the queries to bring the data inside Talend and then start doing their data transformations, as well as more complex operations like impact analysis and data lineage. Now let's start by migrating my data into the database. Alright, so I'm going to use our wizard from our job design tab. I'm going to say I'm going to migrate my data and choose the right wizard. Here I got to identify my source. So I've already created actually a connection to MySQL. I'm going to use a MySQL database that I have installed on my laptop here to import my data into Vertica. So click the MySQL connection. Everything's good. As a next step, I'm going to select all the tables inside MySQL that I want to be imported. So I select everything, click Next. Next step is just to identify which connector I like to use to export the data. In this case, I'm going to use my Vertica output connector, and again use the connection that I just identified to the database. So everything looks good. The table names are going to be just the table names. There's no transformation. Also, I can change the table names. As far as the action on table, you can see that I can also identify to create the tables if they don't exist, or drop the tables that exist and recreate them. So our wizard is able to migrate both data structures as well as the data inside the tables. I'm going to click Next. Just a couple last configurations. If I want to do any transformations, I can choose to insert another component which is called tmap into my jobs, as well as maybe create everything in one single job, or choose to create separate jobs for each table to be migrated. I'm going to give my job a name and check if everything's okay. And right away, as the job is created, and if I drill down into this job, you can see we have a MySQL input which would read the data from MySQL, a tmap that's able to do any transformations in between, and a Vertica output connector which will write the data into Vertica database. The Vertica output connector is pretty straightforward. All the connections are already pre-configured. The table names crossed over. The action is again to drop the table if they exist and recreate them, as well as the inserting of the data into the table. So data ingestion, we're going to run this job to migrate all our data into Vertica right away. And as the job runs, you can actually see the statistical messages that are being or ping back from the program. So these tables are already migrated. And I scroll down, I can see all the other tables getting migrated over. I can come back to my metadata and retrieve these new tables that are just imported. I have a wide range of other tables. Click OK. Click Next. Now moving on to our connector set around Vertica. We have a full range of native ETL and ELT components that support various applications around Vertica database. These connectors either use JDBC and Java to do extract and transformations outside the database, or leverage the processing power within Vertica by submitting SQL queries directly to the database to do transformation and loads. You can find these connectors under our database folder underneath Vertica. And you can see here we have input and output connectors to Vertica. We have transactional components such as Vertica connection, commit, and rollback. We also have a wide range of bulk loading connectors which leverage a native API within Vertica, such as a copy command, to do bulk data loads to the database. You can also find specific connectors like, for example, around data warehousing applications, such as our Vertica slow changing dimension component and fact load connectors. Let's take a closer look at these components by going through one of the jobs that I had open here. By the name of this job, you can tell that it's loading my order files, my daily order files, into the Vertica database. Going through the flow of this program, we're creating a connection to the database by using one of our connectors, then iterating through all the files within a folder and process them through. The processing happens by reading the file off the disk, doing some filtration to remove all invalid and incomplete orders, as well as doing mapping and lookup to find all our foreign keys and surrogate keys, and finally doing some aggregation and loading our summary table. Taking a look at a closer look at the mapping here, I can open my TMap and you can see we offer a full graphical interface that users can map input to output fields. They can also create joins and relationships between the input streams very easily by drag and dropping the relative fields over each other, as well as doing any transformations on the output side. So for example, if I wanted to maybe add an offset to all my IDs, I can just enter this offset in the transformation. I'm going to get OK. Moving on, let's take a closer look at the Vertica output component again, and going through all the actions that are available to the user here. Talend, we support batch, insert, update, and delete actions, of course, as well as upsert action and a copy stream, which directly exports the data out in bulk into Vertica database. Now again, I can run this job directly from the studio by going to the Run tab and clicking on the Run button. And this will again give me all the statistical feedback of the load that are happening. So here we uploaded 830 records and did our aggregation as well. Now to run this job outside the studio, our Talend Open Studio users can very easily export the job out from the menu in various different formats. So the jobs can be exported as a plain jar file, a WAR file, or even many different formats that are available. And all the dependencies are also taken care of by Talend. Although our Talend Integration Suite users can automate this whole process by using our Talend Administration Center interface. In the Talend Administration Center, the users are able to automate the entire deployment, scheduling, and monitoring of the jobs on any servers within the company. With this, I'd like to end my short presentation for the day. And if you haven't done so already, please visit our website at talend.com to download Talend Open Studio and try all these features for yourself, or respectively visit our partner website at vertica.com for more information. Thank you for watching the video and have a good day.